take you to the story that has gripped the nation for about 3 weeks now. Those recent floods are a disaster for tourism in KwaZulu-Natal. Many holidaymakers have cancelled or postponed their trips. Today, Tourism Minister Lindiwe Sisulu is visiting the province to assess the damage, and our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli is covering the story for us and following the minister around. Lethiwe, very good morning to you. The minister, has she arrived? Has she said anything about what's been transpiring in the province over the last few days, or are you still anticipating that arrival?
Good morning, Rafiwa. We're still anticipating that arrival by the minister, but what we do know is that she is going to be having engagements with various tourism departments in the province, and she's also going to be making assessments to those affected areas. You'd know that during the floods, a lot of businesses in KwaZulu-Natal were affected, and we have been over the past 2 weeks speaking to a lot of business people who have shared that it's going to at least take them 3 months to get back into business. A lot of businesses do not have water, do not have electricity. Some of them were washed away by the floods. So the minister is expected to spend the next 2 days assessing that damage and also providing answers as to how government is going to be providing assistance to those that are affected. But right now I'm joined by Mr. Zuzile, who is the minister's spokesperson. I want him to take us through what is going to be happening today. Mr. Zuzile, thank you so much for joining us at ENCA. Take us through what is going to be happening today. We know that there's a media briefing that's going to start off at around 11, but just take us through the program that the minister is going to be having.
Thanks, Leto. The minister today will be joined by the MEC for tourism in KZN. Will be joined by Tourism KZN, Shark Sport, South African Tourism, and SMVL. There was a team that was sent that spent more than a week in KZN, crisscrossing the entire province, looking at assessing all the tourism infrastructure that has been affected by the recent floods. And today we'll start off with a briefing where the minister will go through the entire briefing report about the extent of damage, how the tourism industry has been affected by the recent floods. Thereafter, the minister will get a brief on the state of readiness in relation to the hosting of the Africa Indaba here at the ICC. Followed by that, the minister will have an interaction with all tourism stakeholders, where stakeholders will be able to explain and their misfortunes. Also, they'll also be telling us the good story, because we've seen that within a couple of days after the floods, a number of tourism infrastructure and establishments who were heavily affected managed to come back and reopen within a number of days. That is very encouraging for us as the department, that the tourism industry is alive in South Africa, and today they will be having that opportunity to explain how they did it, so that they could give courage to others who are still struggling to get their businesses back on track.
And also, Mr. Zuzile, tomorrow I know that the minister will be on the ground assessing that damage.
Yes, the minister will be in the province again. We will be at Ilembe, where we will start off with a flyover, where the minister, and we will be taking journalists with us so that they can see firsthand how the floods have ravaged the tourism establishment all along the entire coast, KZN coast. And then thereafter, the minister will engage a number of establishments before going back to Johannesburg.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Leto.
So that is the Minister's spokesperson, Mr. Mpumzi Zuzile, just taking us through the program that the Tourism Minister will be taking on this weekend. We do know that a lot of businesses were affected by this. Yesterday, the mayor of eThekwini, Mr. Mxolisi Kawunda, held a media briefing where he shared that at least over 700 million rand is going to be needed to assist those affected businesses. He is going to be here today. I will be getting a chance to speak to him more on this because he has been engaging with a lot of businesses across the city of eThekwini. We also have the MEC here, Mr. Ravi Pillay, who is going to be sharing more about how the entire province has been affected by this. You'd know that KZN is a tourist destination. There's a lot of areas across the province that a lot of people visit throughout the year, and those businesses have been affected. We'll find out from the minister how they're going to be assisting them as well, because a lot of them have been calling out for assistance, Rafiwa.
Yeah, absolutely, Letiwe. And just a reminder to our viewers, on that note of tourism, a lot of the businesses are still reeling from the unrest we saw in July last year. And of course, this is just another blow. We've also spoken to those who operate in the sugar cane growing industry, in that they were also still recovering from the effects of the violent unrest in July and now the flooding. So it's quite an important task that the minister has ahead of her, and obviously will bring you those insights as she delivers them later on this morning. And Letiwe Mdluli will obviously be following those proceedings as they take place.